Good afternoon, everyone. I am Alia Jana S. Majid. Today, I will show you the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. So, what is a homogeneous mixture? A homogeneous mixture has a uniform composition throughout its mass. We cannot clearly see the particles of it. One example of a homogeneous mixture is a solution. A solution has two components. These two components are solute and solvent. A solute a solute is the component that dissolves, while the solvent is the one that dissolves solute. So on the table, I have a glass of hot water, spoon, and coffee powder. So first, I will pour some coffee powder here in the glass. Then we will stir it. Here. So as you can see here, we cannot see the particles of the coffee. Why? Because it dissolved. It is an example of a homogeneous mixture or a solution. And also, this coffee powder is an example of a solute, and the water is an example of a solvent. Now let's move on in heterogeneous mixture. So what is a heterogeneous mixture? A heterogeneous mixture has a non-uniform composition throughout its mass. We can clearly identify its particles. So over here we have a glass of ice cubes and strawberry juice. So I will combine the two of them. Now let's stir it. So as you can see here, look at the ice. We can clearly identify it because it didn't dissolve or like the homogeneous mixture. And of course, this is an example of a heterogeneous mixture. Do you know why? Because we can clearly identify the particles of the ice cubes. So the next one will be suspension. So what is a suspension? A suspension are particles that are suspended in a gas or liquid. When shaken or stirred, it seems to be evenly distributed throughout the mixture. After some time, some particles will eventually settle at the bottom of the container. It is one example of a heterogeneous mixture. So we have here a cup of flour and a spoon, water and a whisk. So I will add some flour to the water here. Then we will try to stir it a bit. There. So as you can see, some of the particles of the flour may be settled at the bottom of the container. Why? Because some of the particles eventually settle at the bottom here. This is what we call as suspension. Now let's move on to colloid. So what is a colloid? A colloid is composed of a substance that is evenly distributed through another substance. Just to remember, there are many colloid examples in our daily life. So I will show you one type of colloid, and that is the liquid aerosol. So what I have here is a bottle of perfume. So as you can see here inside the bottle, we have the liquid, which is called the dispersed phase. And when we spray it, 1, 2. The gas is called the dispersing medium. To recap, solution is an example of a homogeneous mixture, and suspension and colloid are example of a heterogeneous mixture. So that concludes the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Thank you!